Society! You know, I can recall being in my early 20s hanging out at Applebee's with my buddies at the time, discussing our place in the socio-economic class system when a waiter walked over and, possibly hungry for a tip or food, said suddenly, "Yeah, man, it's like society." Well, here I am in my preppy best, all prepped and ready to go after about a year of not doing reviews for no particular reason, but here today I'm going to talk to you about society. It's a place in which we all live. Society is a 1989 body horror comedy film directed by Brian Yuzna, producer of the cult classics Reanimator and From Beyond, though technically released in 1992. The plot concerns a high school student slowly uncovering a conspiracy theory about a debutante collective with the not-so-subtle name of Society. Slowly, his curiosity raises suspicions with his family, and somehow we end up with a guy's face coming out of his own ass. I'll start by saying if you like 80s movies that are in equal measure completely horrifying and disgusting, but also really funny, such as Reanimator or Bad Taste, then you'll probably like this one. But I also just like movies where characters uncover these conspiracies, like The Conversation, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Blow Up, Under the Silver Lake. And this is also a high school drama in Los Angeles in the 80s, so you pretty much know what kind of type of vibe you're going to be getting there. A lot of totally whatever Valley Girl kind of stuff going on, which lately I've had a weird soft spot for between this and Valley Girl, and also kind of varied acting. But at least in this movie, all the actors don't look like they're 38 years old. But also, being that it's from the 80s, a little light sexual harassment never did anybody wrong, right? I like how the story slowly unfolds and slowly reveals itself, whether it's that scene where it's the kind of pretty, serene beach shots while the main character's friend is playing this very suspicious, strange, disturbing tape of horrible things happening, or the opening shot, which is just like indistinct, weird, gory, slimy imagery, sort of in slow motion with this kind of mysterious, strange, off-putting music, which is a nice little device that sort of, it gives a little bit of foreshadowing of what's to come without revealing too much. And the imagery itself looks a little bit like some kind of cross between Jodorowsky and Cronenberg. I think as a general rule, most movies can be judged by both the surface level and the subtext and how the two interact with each other. And in so many words, the director said about this movie, well, there is surface level and there's other stuff going on, but I'm really just kind of here to have fun, guys. I actually found the comedy aspect of this movie, as opposed to just the crazy gore stuff, the most enjoyable aspect of the movie, which was another thing that surprised me when I first watched Reanimator and From Beyond, two movies that the director Yuzna also produced. The music is sparse and spooky, and I can handily say this is the best use of the insert butthead since Gone with the Wind. There's a few loose ends in terms of logistics, but most of those can be forgiven, especially with that last 20-30 minutes of the movie where things get real wacky. And I will say, if you've seen Reanimator, this may seem like a slightly inferior product just because it's kind of retreading some of the same familiar ground as that other film, but if you are a fan of it, I would say if you're looking for more of that type and you aren't already aware of this movie, definitely go out and see it. So besides some very heavy-handed symbolism, yes, these rich people are sucking the life out of marginalized youth so that they can live forever. I got it. It's still a really fun ride. It's funny. It's gross, and it's everything you're looking for from a sort of low-budget horror movie, conspiracy movie of this type at this time, in this place, on this station. Head bob, head bob. Shout out to Screaming Mad George on special effects on this one. He did some work on, among other movies, Big Trouble in Little China and Predator. Also, this movie kind of ends kind of sloppily.
You know, we're living in a society